Okay, I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. This is Shelby Myers here in the new Storm Tracker truck. This is my first time actually out in this truck, so you'll have to bear with me. We are on our way to Dauphin Island right now, so I'm going to turn the camera around so that you guys can see what kind of conditions we are looking at here. So definitely clouds in the sky, not looking the kindest out there. And then we are approaching the causeway, so let's turn this way and see if we can zoom in on some of those waves out there. Yeah, we got to slow down. So you can definitely see some of them capping here as we approach, getting even bigger right here. Definitely some rough waters out there, some birds flying away, getting out of the harm's way. So this is what it's looked like on the way to Dauphin Island. The causeway giving us some nice little waves there. And look at the trees. You can see that the wind is blowing. So we just made a quick little stop at a gas station, and I heard some people talking, saying they're not too worried about this. They're definitely taking some precautions. Mayor Jeff Collier posting to Facebook saying that the island can expect some things kind of similar to Cristobal. Of course, the west end for potential of going underwater, some road closures, and things like that that typically always affect the island here. Here's some more of those waves here on the causeway. Try to slow down a little bit so you guys can see what we're talking about. Yeah, you can see where they're hitting shore and they're bouncing up really pretty intensely right here. Of course, we're going to be doing some live shots from Dauphin Island, the island that always has to prepare and get ready for these tropical systems. No matter weak or strong, this is the island that's going to see some of those effects first, and fairly severe. You can feel the wind kind of blowing on our vehicle too. It's pretty loud. The trees are swaying a little bit on other angles, and the clouds look a little ominous out there. And then these big white caps here on the causeway. So it's always pretty interesting to see this when I drive in. A little scary sometimes, especially if you're not from this area, this low-lying area that could definitely, those waves could just come on over the roadway if it did get more intense. But you can see how they are basically hitting the shore. The water's bouncing up over onto the grass there a little bit. Let's take a look out here. We're approaching the bridge into Dauphin Island. It's just ahead of us, so we're about to get off of the causeway. You can see the trees again, catching a little bit of that wind. All right, here we go on the causeway. And this gives you a higher view of the waters. Definitely beautiful sight when you're on this bridge. Kind of see more of what's going on. You can see the wind definitely shaking our camera on top, so that's why it's not a perfectly clear view, because we are getting some of that wind. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the wind definitely is making loud noises against our storm tracker truck. So we've got this tropical storm Marco that we're tracking today, and of course does not happen often at all that you have two systems both in the Gulf of Mexico at the same time. So we're doing this today. We're gonna have to come back here and do it again on Wednesday for Laura, and Dauphin Island knows all too well how these tropical systems can affect life here on the island. Something that you definitely have to be aware of, you definitely have to watch, you definitely have to move your cars to higher ground if they are in low-lying areas. You can see the waves capping out here as we're on top of the bridge. Again, it's not the most still shot because of the wind hitting our cameras. We are driving speed limit, driving into Dauphin Island, and that's what you're seeing. Again, Mayor Collier making a Facebook status for his citizens here on Dauphin Island, just telling them if you have vehicles in low-lying areas, move those vehicles. Be prepared for not one, but two systems to move through and have some effects here on the island, whether that's the west end just completely going underwater, or going underwater in some cases, roads being shut down, low-lying vehicles getting flooded. Just something to definitely think about. Still going into the island, going to be setting up out here, doing some live shot, talking to some people for our newscast at 4 and 5. But as we're driving down here, we just wanted to show you what it looks like. Causeway, always very interesting to see all those waves capping almost to the roadway. Kind of scary. See, we've got a little action out here. As we come off of the bridge and get into town. Wind blowing the trees. So also, this is a sign right here as we enter into Dauphin Island that they're having re-entry passes. If you need one, they're being issued. So Monday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. is what that said. So if you need to get back on the island and things get a little hairy, there are some re-entry passes that you can get. And the Mayor Jeff Collier here of Dauphin Island did post that on his Facebook page as well. Rip current, signs are flashing. That's definitely a huge thing to be aware of, and we know some of our out-of-towners sometimes don't understand that. There are not flags on the beaches here on Dauphin Island, but they do have those flashing signs all throughout town. They flash when the rip current is dangerous, and they were flashing as we came into Dauphin Island. It's not raining, as you can tell. There's no raindrops on our screen that we're having to wipe off or anything like that, but it is definitely overcast, definitely windy, and those flashing signs that the riptide is dangerous are on here on the island. See some of that wind impacting the flag right there, the American flag. And we're going, this is the west end of the island. So you can't really see too much right here as far as what we saw on the causeway and when we were on the bridge into Dauphin Island. Those waves just coming up almost to the roadway, the wind blowing them as they splashed, blowing the water as it splashed, as it hit land. Definitely incredible to see. We're about to approach another one of those dangerous riptide signs here too. Some standing water already here as we approach the west end. See the rip current sign, it is flashing. Getting a couple sprinkles now on our camera on our front window as well. Photographer Guy Turnbow is driving. I am in the back seat, of course. Safety first. And the public beach over there is closed, it looks like. Yeah, the gates are closed to the public beach. Nobody is parked out there that I can see. We've got some water standing, ponding on the roadway. Kind of, let's see if we can turn the windshield wipers on. Yeah, there we go. So we do have some rain that is coming down now, some sprinkles. Clouds are dark. Water already starting to pond in a couple of places down here. It doesn't take much, we know that. We're driving towards the west end. Seeing what we can see. All right, guys, we're going to have more for you tonight on Fox 10 News at 4 and 5. Make sure you're watching that. We're going to be live here from Dauphin Island. Thanks for riding along with us onto the island to see some of the effects that Tropical Storm Marco is bringing to the island. Make sure everybody is staying safe. If you live out here, if you're visiting and you're watching this, please take precautions and please be very safe.